concise too. Minutes.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining us on Live from Cleveland at Home. We're joined today by Golden Streets of Paradise. And guys, did you want to introduce yourselves to our audience? Let us know what your name is and what you play in the band.
My name is Mike. I play guitar and sing, play some keys, that kind of thing.
I'm Adam. I'm drums and programming and synths and that sort of stuff. Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I saw you guys play live. I'm almost thinking it was like at a night market or
I think it was night market, probably.
Or no, I think it was the Pink Dot show.
Pink Dots?
Ooh.
Pink Dots?
Yeah. We
at Beachland, I think. Was that at Beachland or Grog Shop?
It was at the Grog Shop, yeah.
Okay.
It was
that might have been it.
I think that was we were playing a lot in like 2017 or 18, and then
it was like at a night
market. Hey, you're throwing your voice in our room. We kind of slowed down after a while, and then so I think we only played a couple shows in like a year and a half, but the last one I think was the legendary Pink Dots, and that was like a dream for us.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was
nice of
great
those
show.
Guys to ask us to do it. Grog Shop.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait till there are more national touring bands and more things to support as well, because I know that everybody just preps really hard for that stuff, really gets into it and appreciates it. So yeah. I can't wait for that. And you guys will have things in the future to play new content, because you've been working on a brand new album that came out at the beginning of this year. So tell me a little bit about that and kind of the making of it.
Wow. It's called Throws. It kind of wrapped up during the whole COVID year. So we ended up just kind of producing it ourselves completely, and taking our time with it. So we're real proud of it. And 10 new songs from us and Adam.
Yeah, pretty much that. Yeah, we wrote it over the course of a couple years, kind of differently than the last record. I think we just kind of like approaching things differently. Every project we kind of do, we kind of have a theme and whether it's instrumentation or that sort of thing. And this one just it was a little more. We wrote everything kind of on acoustic guitars, or a lot of it was on
That's how it started. Sitting on a couch with guitars, which is kind of a fun way to start writing songs.
Right. Instead of kind of writing or banging them out in a practice space, because we weren't playing live so much, we didn't really have practice space. So it's kind of more of an intimate sort of record. Yeah.
And it came out on Steadfast Records again, same as our first one, and we've just been working with Matt trying to, get it out there as best we can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously COVID has presented some challenges to promote and to announce and celebrate this. So what were some of the ways that you found to, in lieu of doing maybe like a record release show, to do some of that promotion for this?
We really poured our time into trying to make some music videos for the songs.
Mm-hmm.
Really just kind of content, because when you're limited to just, using the internet, you obviously want to, make as much stuff as possible. We're evolving around the record and get it out there. So, and it was super fun doing that stuff. So
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we've put together a handful of videos, and most of them we've kind of directed or done that. We've
cobbled together.
But they all kind of surprisingly all thematically sort of fit together, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if people are interested in watching some of those videos, are they on YouTube? Where can people go to watch those?
Yeah, we have Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff. I think they're also on the Steadfast Records channel, on our channel, and yep. The album's available on vinyl, and cassette and CD through Steadfast, streaming everywhere.
SteadfastRecords.net or through our accounts,
Have you known those guys for a while? You did say that your first album was put out through Steadfast.
Yeah.
So maybe tell me a little bit about that relationship and how you guys kind of came to put out some stuff on there, because they also do like a lot of more like hardcore releases and things like that, correct?
Yeah, they do. It's pretty wide variety of stuff. And I think it all kind of boils down to connections. Matt Traxler, who runs the label, is been friends for our whole lives. And we've all played music together in different capacities over the last, 20 years. And so he just poured all this energy into this record label. And it's cool because it's just kind of part of our like close friends group,
Right.
And super feel super lucky to have that,
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Well,
He's doing a great job with it.
Yeah, we get together, and instead of playing cards or cornhole or something, we write music and get effed up.
Maybe like there's never any friendly cornhole competitions
there
after.
is.
Well, I mean,
you got better
musical
things to
or
do.
otherwise. Exactly.
Yeah.
Musical cornhole.
Right.
So I take it that you both have known each other for a very long time. We were talking a little bit before the live stream started about Golden Streets of Paradise and the fact that I don't think you've ever been on Live from Cleveland, but you've been a band for quite some time. So tell us a little bit about how this group started.
What point in time?
Where do you start? Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
We've been playing since about 2013 together. I think we recorded our first EP in 2014. Before that, we were in a band called Swarm of Bats. We did a bunch of shows locally, and Matt Traxler from the label was in that band as well. And we were in other bands before that. So I think it just kind of came to this point in time where we still wanted to make music, and other people were busy, so we worked together, and just enjoyed writing music together. So.
It is interesting to me that this album, you said, kind of all started on acoustic guitars and has a little bit more of an intimate feel because it is just the two of you. And a lot of the songs have a lot of electronic elements in them as well. So I usually don't hear like, oh yeah, we sat down and started on an acoustic guitar. Usually it's like, I have a really cool synth line that I'm thinking of, or
right.
So how do you work that then into it kind of retroactively?
Well, I think that was why it took us so long to kind of put this live set together, is trying to recreate those songs that were written that way completely electronically.
It's basically writing the songs just starting at the melody and the chords, and you start there and then build on it, and we a couple times we did this thing where we would get so far away from the original idea, we would just start scratching tracks, like getting rid of stuff to strip it back down to get back to that feel of the song. So just to kind of maintain that intimate vibe.
I think we also, I think we both like doing something original, or original feeling to us too, is, trying to play these songs like in a completely different way. It's just something for us to keep kind of interesting for us and fresh, and just kind of present the songs in like a slightly different way.
This songs that we're going to be showing here isn't how we've performed in the past. Normally Adam's behind a drum kit and I'll have a guitar. But we just kind of, Adam really took the reins and created this kind of really unique, great feeling atmosphere for the songs. And we just kind of performed them that way. Yeah. So you'll see.
Yeah. It's basically like, everything is kind of, there's no like audio, like, it's all or not direct computers. It's all, synths and drum machines and stuff all kind of playing together, and then we're basically augmenting that on top of it with electronic stuff.
And so the material that's on the album, is that did you have to figure out how to recreate that with these synths, or is that how it was recorded as well for the album?
No, well, there's like basically
he had to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's kind of
basically, he just started with basically the drum beat, you know what I mean, and the bass line, and you create the song. And it's interesting because if you're familiar with the record, these will sound really unique. I think there's some spots where where it's like improved upon, even so.
Yeah, we kind of figured out what we were trying to do now that we're like 6 months or a year away from it.
Right.
But yeah.
That's so interesting. I like love that. And I know when we were talking about having you guys come on and presenting, some sort of, musical live kind of experience, that you were saying, like, it has been so long since we've played. We've obviously had, setbacks that couldn't bring us together in the studio to be doing these. So it has been really interesting to see how bands have reinterpreted even their own work from just a few months earlier in order to do this kind of stuff. So I am really excited to hear these next tracks. Which songs are we going to be hearing from the album? And tell me a little bit about making these different. Which ones did you feel like came out almost better than the album songs?
The third song you're going to hear is called When This Light Burns Out, and I think that one took on a little more industrial feel that I think benefits the song. I thought that was really kind of neat to hear it from that angle. Adam did a cool job on that. But everything on the video is from the new record. It's songs from the new record. The first song is going to be
Lost to the Flood.
Then Collide, Bury My Heart. Then When This Light Burns Out. And then Adam did this really cool remix of a song from the record called Foaming at the Mouth, and put together a video for that. And then a couple videos, the opening song from the record, we have a video for that. And then a good friend of ours made a video for the title track, and that's the last one.
Yeah.
Very cool. And is that something that you guys normally do, is try to do some remixes of your songs, or is this like a special COVID-19 remix?
Well,
kind of both.
Yeah, I mean, like
we did it on the first record, some.
Yeah, but what you were saying is, like, we recorded so many additional parts for these songs, and when we ended up stripping the songs back, there was like electronics, drum beat, like different parts. So it was like they were like, there's a couple songs where we laid down a live drum kit, and it's not even used it. It didn't use it,
but in the same sense, it's still part of that song.
Right.
So it's kind of cool to use them in another mix, and say, hey, this was part of this writing experience.
We like to approach things kind of from that like late 80s, early 90s 12-inch culture, where it's like or like British, UK 12 inches, where like the 12 inch is a completely different version than, the album cut. And so like just that, at least that for me, that's always kind of like fun to like pay an homage to that era of stuff.
I love that as well. And it almost has this sort of kind of collector's feel too, like how you're saying, where you would, seek out the different remixes and different tracks. So
right.
Also very excited to hear that. And this presentation is going to be about 30 minutes. It's a multimedia kind of presentation from these guys. So without further ado, I think we are going to go straight into that so that we have a little bit more time to talk to Golden Streets of Paradise afterwards. If you have any questions that you want to ask these guys that might come up into your head as you're watching and listening, drop your question in the comments and we will ask them when we come back in just a couple of minutes. Stay tuned. This is Live in Cleveland at Home, and the next few songs you're going to be hearing are from Golden Streets of Paradise.
Better get in there.
All right, guys, we are back with Golden Streets of Paradise, and we were just saying nice credits at the end. Was that for the whole presentation, or just for that last video?
Yeah, for mostly the live stuff at the beginning.
We had a couple of friends help us out. Just wanted to give them a little props.
Yeah. Give them a little shout out on the air as well, because we people who listen tomorrow night on WRUW won't necessarily see that. So
yes, that's true.
Right.
Give us a little background of who helped with recording that.
Well, Lisa Jorgensen is our friend. We've known her forever.
Helped film it.
Yeah, she helped film it. Our friend Will Darafe filmed. And my partner Keith ran the lights. And it was a really fun thing. Like, we all got together on a Saturday a few weeks ago and just
recorded some music.
We just kind of played the songs and recorded it, and it was just nice to like get back in a room with everybody and just see friends and kind of do that thing, because we hadn't done that in so long.
You had the ambiance going. I noticed the the nightlight candle, which I'm a fan of. I bring those out every Christmas. They might burn down my house one day, but I'm still bringing them out.
These are the super dangerous ones. They have like the brass bottom. I found them in a thrift store, brand new, for like $6 or something, and I felt like that was a pretty.
We got a lot of use out of them.
Exactly.
In the hands video.
I mean,
It adds a little danger also to playing live with them,
Playing with fire.
Yeah, it's threatening. There's some fear. Yeah, it's great.
I definitely got to ask too. Did you have the dinosaurs and action figures for that last video, or was that also like video. A buy?
That was our friend Keith, our friend Aaron Kirk made that video. Friend of ours from Texas, and him and his kids made it. So that was all his kids' toys, I guess.
Yeah,
it was very cool. I really liked it. And I feel like that's a good question too. Do you normally give other people kind of like license to do what they want for your music videos, or have you also kind of gotten in there yourselves and did a little bit of the artistic direction?
We're pretty controlling, I think. We're pretty controlling people with it.
That last video was really the only one that we didn't make, within ourselves. So, I just kind of asked him to make it because he's a filmmaker, and that's what we made. It's cool.
And so you also kind of mentioned too that the videos that you created for this album, the brand new album that you have out now called Throws, and you said they kind of like the videos had a thematic tie-in, or that they all were kind of related. What was that? What is that string through all of them? Like, what is the relatedness?
It's just the vibe,
kind of a color palette, and then that extends into kind of the tone of it.
The album cover is very actually had a lot to do. Our friend Kimi Pryor did a painting that we really loved, so she let us use it for the album cover. And just the colors of it, it's so vibrant, and it's
just kind of dictated kind of the creative direction of the kind of the push of this record.
A lot of it actually. Some of the songs kind of
even like lyrically, that artwork worked its way in. So kind of just taking something that hits you. When we saw the painting, we connected with it. So we wanted to keep connecting with it, with the music and the videos and that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. And if people are just joining us, because I know some people may have been lured in to the interview by the awesome music and performances that we just saw, tell them one more time where they can find this album and the formats that it is available on, because I thought this was really cool too, that your record label did a few different versions.
Yeah, it's super cool to see that stuff. Locally, My Mind's Eye carries Steadfast Records stuff. I don't know who else does, but steadfastrecords.net. You can get the vinyl, which came out really beautifully.
3 color variants.
There's like a kind of a special slip cover that it comes with, but it all again,
we were really happy with how beautiful the package of it came out.
Yeah.
And also on CD and cassette. And let's see. Really, you can kind of get there through any of our social media stuff, Golden Streets of Paradise. So we'll kind of funnel you down into the direction of the record.
Yeah, it's out there.
Awesome. And it's available. Do you guys have a Bandcamp as well for this kind of stuff? Or
you can go to our Bandcamp and just listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now. So it's up there and streamable.
Very cool. Really awesome work with this one, and I do love that you get a little bit more of the sonic clarity when you're listening to this that's been pre-recorded, because I do, like we were talking earlier, one of the other times I saw you was like in the Mayhall's basement, so it's actually pretty exciting to hear like how beautiful a lot of these parts are when you're not being bombarded from all sides.
We do tend to do that when we play live. We do tend to bring a lot more gear than we probably need to. But that's kind of part of the fun.
I felt like in the early days that volume was the point. Yeah, and we've kind of gotten away from that a little bit. Right. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. And I did also want to ask you, and I know we talked a little bit about this earlier, but this was all mixed, mastered by you guys. Adam, you do this also kind of for a living as well?
Yeah, well, Brian Straw, who is an amazing artist here, musician, and recording engineer in his own right, we recorded the drums in over a weekend at his studio at 78th Street. And he has this back stairwell that is just amazing. And so my kit was set up in a room right next to it, and he mic'd the stairwell, and it just gives this gigantic, like, cavernous sound. And then we recorded the guitar. Yeah, that was amazing. I feel like that really kind of gave the whole record.
And then my friend Doug Bittner recorded the guitars with me in his studio, and then we took that. I recorded the vocals at his studio as well, and then
the rest we just kind of pieced together here and there until it worked. And we
remiking things, reamping things, and at Edgewater.
Oh yeah. We record. There's a lot of ambience on the record that
we take like drum tracks that we recorded at Brian's and take them down to the tunnels at Edgewater and record them on phones through the tunnel and then use that in the mix, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's awesome. It also feels so serendipitous too, right? Like if you hadn't chosen to go record with Brian, like it wouldn't sound the same way. And you guys were saying that you wrote this over the course of 2 years. Was recording also taking a lot of this time as well, because then you could like add more to it?
I feel like the songs were pretty structured, I think, by the time we went to record the drums. And then Mike recorded the guitars a couple months later. And then
Adam kind of worked on mixing the music while I recorded the vocals.
Okay.
It was
over several months, and then brought it all together.
We tried to keep it, because my day job is I have a mastering studio and called Cauliflower Audio. And I do that all day, and part of playing music gets me out of that. So it's more freeing. And when it starts getting more technical is when I stop enjoying the creative process. So we really tried to just record good sounds instead of trying to fix everything on the back end. So we recorded it as best as we could, and then just kind of just tried to not even overthink it, just finish it, and then it was sort of mastered kind of at the same time.
What happened was we kind of made these rough mixes, and then got familiar with those, and ended up loving a lot of the way they sounded. And then every time we tried to improve upon it, we were losing something. So we kind of had to find this balance of keeping what we loved about those mixes, but trying to make them sound better.
Right, exactly.
One thing I've definitely learned from this past year has been to, do things right the first time so that you don't have to go in and do too much afterwards.
Right.
And to not overthink things. You know, we don't have the luxury of being live, anymore. And same with performing. Sometimes, like, the first thing you take is going to have that live feeling more than anything else that you can do. So that's important to keep it. But I am so happy that this new full-length Throws is out now from Golden Streets of Paradise. It was so nice to see you guys. Do you have anything planned coming up? Are you going to start recording more stuff or writing this out for a minute?
We'll kind of see what happens. We're gonna probably release another single from the record and accompany that with some fun extra stuff.
We have remixes still that friends of ours and other bands that have done that we kind of have like a little stockpile of stuff. And just when we decide to release a song, we kind of think, oh, what would go nice with this sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So I think we'll probably do another single and then probably.
And then the truth is, we just got to start thinking about getting out there and playing live again eventually. You know what I mean?
And that's going to be a whole other challenge to now do that live again too. So
right.
Yep.
You guys can do it. I believe in you, and I know you're up for a good challenge.
Thanks,
Where can people go one more time to connect with you online to make sure that they are in the know when these other tracks do come out?
Go to steadfastrecords.net and get on the mailing list. They're not going to bomb your inbox. Just let you know when stuff's coming out.
Right.
And our Facebook, our Instagram, we try and keep everybody posted on there, everything that's happening. Yep.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you both so much, Mike and Adam. This has been Golden Streets of Paradise on Live from Cleveland. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in tonight. We're going to be back next week, and we actually will be broadcasting this live stream on Tuesday. We're going to be joined by Public Squares, and they're going to have a really cool, fun live presentation for us as well. So we're looking forward to it.
Those guys are rad.
Awesome. Thanks, Rachel. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
All right. Night.